Now before I start this review, I'm just going to say that I know I'm very late to review this game, but with the release of Injustice Guards Among Us for the PS Vita arriving soon, I just wanted to share my thoughts about NetherRealm's first outing on the system, and then I will review Injustice in the coming days. Anyway, what can I say about Mortal Kombat that hasn't been said already? It's a great classic of the fighting genre and continues to be one of the most popular fighting games of all time. Back in the day, kids hadn't played or seen this type of game before, and for them, it was their best friend. For parents, on the other hand, it was their worst enemy. In fact, the game received a lot of criticisms from parents due to its violence that the ESRB rating system was born, and the developers decided to lighten up the mood by including these very strange finishes called babalities and friendship. But if there's anything we have learned from Mortal Kombat is that they don't know how to do friendship. I was first introduced to the series with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for the DS. It was great for newcomers, but the difficulty in single player mode was very unbalanced. I played Mortal Kombat 9 for the PC recently and I got bored of it surprisingly quickly, so needless to say I was very prudent to pick it up for my PS Vita. So I know what you're thinking, does the PS Vita version do justice to the classic Mortal Kombat games? Does it still have the gut-wrenching amount of blood and gore that makes you cringe every time you see it? Let's find out. Mortal Kombat for the PS Vita has all the content and DLC of the console versions, and then some. There is so much stuff to do in this game that it will take you days to beat and unlock everything. It also has a focused story with a plot that actually makes sense, which constantly makes you want to keep playing to see what happens next.
You know? You approve? How could you? My own father!
I am your emperor! Your father was a weakling, a Dinian king. I annihilated him while merging his realm with Outworld, and took his queen as my wife.
Now I am very picky when it comes to comparing graphics, and for a system that promises PS3 quality visuals, you can tell that I would have a lot to compare. Well, the graphics in Mortal Kombat are good enough. The menus and character selection screens look identical to the console versions, which is nice, but the real noticeable difference is when the character models are close up. Then they begin to look quite blocky, especially Liu Kang, but when the camera zooms out they look fine for the most part. The animated backgrounds are also great as they make the fight seem much more alive and engrossing for the player. And don't forget that this is all running on a handheld, so overall I am perfectly content with the graphics. The gameplay in Mortal Kombat for the PS Vita is engaging, violent, and brutal all the way. But Eric, you shout at me from across the street, how do the controls translate to the Vita? Well, my answer to you is that they are responsive and have a lot of depth. Pulling off combos can be a challenge, but after you spend a good amount of time with them, you'll get the hang of it. The finishing moves are still a pain to pull off though, but luckily the developers have given us the option of touch controls that allow you to execute fatalities with just a few swipes of the touchscreen. And that's another thing, the fatalities. They are back full force and they are one of the many reasons this game definitely deserves its 18 rating.
Watch this!
Johnny Cage wins. Fatality.
Also, Shao Kahn is in the game, and as expected, he is cheap. He is one of the cheapest end bosses you will ever face, and what makes him even cheaper is that most of the time he will be impervious to your attacks and he will rip right through you. Literally. I didn't enjoy playing Mortal Kombat on my PC that much, but after playing this version it just hit me. Fighting games are much more convenient to play on portable consoles. They are quick to set up and are perfect to pick up and play. Maybe that's just me, but I much prefer playing my fighting games on a portable console. Not smartphones or tablets. So overall this game was a lot of fun, and even if you are not a fan of the Mortal Kombat games, then I would still recommend that you give this game a chance. I'll admit I'm not a fan of the series, in fact I much prefer Street Fighter, but I still really enjoyed this game, and it's Mortal Kombat. Even if you are not a fan of the series, you'll still get a substantial amount of enjoyment from it. This is literally the PS3 version of Mortal Kombat in the palm of your hands. You can pick this game up for around £15 or $18, which is well worth your buck. It also has challenges from the console versions, including the challenge tower, ladder, tag ladder, test your balance, test your slice, test your luck, test your might, test your sight, and test your strike. On top of that, you also have the ability to play local and online multiplayer modes. Wow, that is a ton of modes to keep you busy. This game is also packed with a ton of extra content that even the console versions don't include, and I haven't even scratched the surface of covering them in this review. It's unbelievable and really astounding as to how much NetherRealm Studios have crammed into one cartridge for a portable console. This game will last you for months after you have completed the main story and is one of the ultimate fighting games you can get for your PS Vita. So I give Mortal Kombat for the PS Vita an 8 out of 10. If you're not sure whether to buy this game, then at least rent it, and I can guarantee that you will thoroughly enjoy it. Well guys, that's it from me. I hope you appreciated this short review. In the comment section below, I want you to let me know what's your favourite fighting game. If you liked this review, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, well, let me know why. Please stay tuned for my next review, which will be Injustice: Gods Among Us for the PS Vita, and you will find that review on my channel in the coming days. A link will be in the video description. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again guys, have a great rest of the day.